Hello everyone, this is Box the Fashion Workshop. I remind you that we post new videos every day. Today I'm going to show you a very useful technique. I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for a sweatshirt. I'll be making a sweatshirt of the blend wool. It's very convenient to work with it, because there is no need to edge it. The sweatshirt will be of a very simple design. This is the piece of fabric I'll be working with. The fabric is pretty warm. It has wool and viscose in its structure. I'm going to make a sweatshirt for one of the tailors of my fashion house, Natalie. I need her to come here for me to take the needed measurements of her body. Hello. Natalie is a new face for you. I've recently realized that she's been working in my fashion house for more than 9 years already. How comes I've never sewn anything for her? That realization made me feel guilty. This is why I decided to sew this sweatshirt for her. First, I'm going to show you how to take the measurements, and then I'm going to show you the sketch once again. The first measurement is the bust. One half of the measurement is 49 centimeters. Next, we need to measure the hips. There is no need to measure the waist. The sweatshirt isn't going to be close-fitting. Very nice hips. The full measurement is 108 centimeters, so one half is 54 centimeters. Next, I need to measure the back width. It should be measured from the top of one shoulder to the top of the other shoulder. 40 centimeters. One half of the measurement is 20 centimeters. We also need to take the length of the back. These are the only needed measurements. There will be no tucks or dots in the sweatshirt. It is going to be pretty loose. The design is very simple. The length of the back is 42 centimeters. What about the length of the sleeves? Have a look at them in the sketch. Notice that this detail is going to be made of just one piece of fabric. The sleeves are not going to be inserted in the armholes. We are going to make the sleeves as long as the width of the fabric allows. This is why I'm not even going to measure the length of the sleeves. What about the length of the garment? I'll make it about 74 or 75 centimeters long. What do you think? The sweatshirt is going to be soft, warm, and comfy. As I've already said, I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for it. I need to write down the length of the garment, 75 centimeters. Natalie, you can go now. Go for a walk. Let's have a look at the sketch once again. These are kind of the dolman sleeves. These could actually be the regular dolman sleeves. We don't want the sweatshirt to be too loose, so we've decided to change them a bit. Don't worry, we're going to show you how to make such sleeves. Have a close look at the neckline. We are not going to make a deep neckline here. We are actually not going to make any neckline at all. We'll just make a slit here. Forget about the balance. The front and the back will be absolutely even. The only things which will make the front different from the back are these pockets. There will be no pockets on the back. All the other details in the front and the back will be absolutely even. It won't take long to make a pattern for the sweatshirt according to these measurements. I can move this piece of fabric aside. First, I need to draw a vertical line. This is going to be both the center front and the center back. The line should be 75 centimeters long. I remind you that 75 centimeters is the length of the garment. Next, I need to measure and mark 3 centimeters down from the top. We need this point for the future designing. Next, I need to measure and mark the length of the back down from the point 3. it wouldn't be right to measure it down from the top. I remind you that in our case, the length of the back is 42 centimeters. Next, I need to draw the horizontal lines from the top point, from the back length, the point 42, and from the bottom. I'm going to outline the details with a marker pen later. This is both the center front and the center back. This line is even to the length of the garment. I remind you that we are not going to make the front or the back necklines deeper. Next, we need to divide the length of the back in half. 1/2 of 41 centimeters is 20.5 centimeters. These two details are even now. After that, I need to draw a horizontal line through this point as well. Next, I need to measure the width of the back here. In my case, the width of the back is 20 centimeters. I'll add 5 millimeters for the ease. This is the line which marks the width of the back. Let's have a look at the measurements once again. 1/4 of the hips measurement is 27 centimeters. It's not enough. I'm going to add 3.5 centimeters for the ease. The sweatshirt is going to be pretty loose. Once again, this line marks 1/4 of the hip measurement, together with the 3.5 centimeter wide ease extension. What about the bust? I also need to measure and mark 1/4 of the measurement and about 3.5 or 4 centimeter extension for the ease here. These are the points the side seam should be drawn through. This is the ease extension in the bust, and this in the hips. As I've already said, the sweatshirt is going to be pretty loose. Anyway, I don't want the side seam to be straight. I want it to be slightly round. This is how the side seam looks like now. It's just slightly round, it's not straight. The piece of fabric I'm working with is 140 centimeters wide. This is why I'm going to make the sleeve 70 centimeters long. If the sleeves are too long, Natalie will be able to roll them up. As I've already said, the piece of fabric I'm working with is 140 centimeters wide. 1/2 of the measurement is 70 centimeters. This is why I'm making the sleeves 70 centimeters long. I show you the way I usually work. It's up to you whether to follow my instructions or not. This is the sleeve bottom. I remind you that this line was drawn by dividing the length of the back in half. This is where I've stopped drawing the side seam. Next, I need to measure and mark 4 centimeters down from the point where the lines cross and draw a horizontal line from it.
Смотрите, что у нас получается.
The pattern is going to be changed. What do we have here? The center front, the center back, the side seam, the sleeve. Next, I need to move this point about 2 centimeters lower.
смотрите. Неважно, вот
Measure about 7 or 10 centimeters here by side and draw a round line connecting these points.
видите, что вот. Она идет ровно.
As I've already said, these points should be moved 2 centimeters lower.
Вы эту линию
Further from this point, the line should be drawn with a ruler.
она у нас
It was moved 8 centimeters down from the original line at the sleeve bottom.
теперь боковой шов.
This is the point 4,
Где вот тут вот 4.
and this is the point 2.
И вот
The side seam should turn into the sleeve this way.
входит вот в эту нашу новую точку.
This angle should be straight.
Отсюда прямой угол. У нас
Very nice. Let's have a look at the pattern. The center front and the center back, the side seam, and the sleeve bottom.
по низу, поэтому
The sleeve is too wide now. It should be made a bit tighter.
рукава заузить.
It's very important to make the both sides tighter evenly. I'm going to make it about 5 centimeters tighter on each side.
Точки.
The line should be drawn this way.
Ничего
If you work the way I show you, you won't have any problems.
повторять за мной.
Next, I want to outline the needed lines with a marker pen.
И повторю все еще раз. Центр
This is both the center front and the center back.
центр переда. От нее прямая
This straight line marks the width of the piece of fabric I'll be working with.
отложили 2. Скруглили.
I measured and marked 2 centimeters down from this line, on the line which marks the width of the back.
Откуда вы возьмете?
It was done in order to make the shoulder slightly round.
Пошла на 2 наша линия. Наша линия
Measure about 7 or 10 centimeters by side here in order to do it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, неважно, вот отсюда. Вот сюда пошла на
As
центр.
I've already said, this point was moved 2 centimeters lower.
Это просто от нашей ровной линии на ширине спины вниз отложили 2. И пошла по
Next, I used the ruler for drawing the sleeve.
наклону прямо.
I'll outline it with a pencil.
Вот она.
The sleeve was made 5 centimeters tight at the bottom.
Рукав. И наша линия,
This is how it looks like now.
вот точка 2, уходит по нашей новой линии.
The technique might seem complicated at first, but actually it's not.
Естественно, что внизу вот здесь вот прямой угол.
This angle has to be straight. Oh wow, it's not in my case.
Вот он. 90.
This is why we always need to check what we do.
Так нужно выстроить.
The angle is right. This is a must.
Середины.
Use a ruler for drawing it. This line was drawn by dividing the length of the back in half. I'll sign it. Here it is.
По боковому шву
I've measured and marked 4 centimeters on the side seam down from this line.
такую горизонтальную
There was a horizontal line drawn through this point as well.
пошел. Чуть-чуть скруглить вот тут.
This is the side seam.
Сантиметра на 2 на 3.
It was made round here.
По нашей линии параллельной. Только
Next, I drew a line parallel to the original shoulder line.
снимаем 5. И теперь
This side of the sleeve was also made 5 centimeters tighter. This is how the side seam looks like now. It goes to the new point in the sleeve bottom.
брали на 5.
The pattern is almost ready. I don't need this detail anymore. This is how the pattern for the sweatshirt looks like now.
Ширина рукава
The width of the sleeve at the bottom is 16 centimeters.
16.
Very nice.
Очень хорошо. Смотрите. Думаю, что
I hope that everything is clear so far.
понятно.
That's all for
Что я
today.
сделаю сейчас?
Next time, we'll continue working with the pattern for the sweatshirt. My name is Paukshti Irina. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Goodbye.